Chia farming is definitely one of the revolutions in the cryptocurrency mining industry because we can farm crypto using our hard drives at home, which is pretty cool. The technology is developed by Bram Cohen, who has developed the torrent technology, which is considered to be one of the biggest revolutions in the internet during the last 2 decades. I have plenty of videos about Chia farming, and in this video I'll be talking about how to join Spacepool. And I also use the Spacepool not because it is the biggest one, but because it is trusted. They pay the rewards regularly and I never had issues so far, so I had no reason to change it. Now, if you're about to farm Chia for the very first time, you need to bear in mind 3 things. You need to install the Chia software, you need to join the pool, and you need to start plotting. Now, to make it simple for the beginners, when we are crypto farming or we are farming Chia, we use the hard drives, but we need to put those plots on the hard drives, and those plots we create with the Chia software. Now, you could also do solo farming, but that's not really preferable, especially if you have just a few terabytes, because your chances of winning will be really small. Now, to give you an example, if you have a hard drive with 10 terabytes, your chances of winning are 3.64 per month, which means that you can spend a year or 2 or even more without winning a block, and this will leave you frustrated, I'm sure. So joining Spacepool or any other pools that you can use for Chia farming gives you the chance to win rewards daily, because your hard drive space will be added to the net space in the pool, and because the pools are huge, blocks are won daily and you will be getting rewards daily. This also helps you to build realistic expectation, and even before you start Chia farming, you will know how much to expect as rewards at the end of the day. So in this video I will show you not only how to join Spacepool, but as well I will show you how to install the software if you're using it for a first time, and as well I will show you how to create the plots that you will be using for farming. So if you're ready, I will show you the whole thing. And before you join a pool, you have to choose one. So if you're not absolutely sure about joining to Spacepool, you can have a look at all pools available. You can visit chiapools.directory and you will see all the pools available. As well, you will see some upcoming pools that we may expect in the future. However, on the top is Spacepool with over 4 EIBs, or this is XB bytes. And just for your information, 1 XB byte equals to over 1,150,000 terabytes. Okay, so the net space on Spacepool is huge, but it is the trustiest one we have at the moment. It was co-founded by Chia. We have over 500 block wins every 24 hours, which is pretty cool. We can see the estimated daily profitability with all the pools, and you can notice that the base fee is pretty much the same with all of the pools. So it's really a personal choice which one of the pools you will be choosing. You might be familiar with the Flex pool if you are mining Ethereum, but now I will show you how to join Spacepool, which is the biggest one. So the first thing you need to do is to install the Chia blockchain client software, and now I will show you how to do it. Alright, so let's get to work now. So you will need to visit the official website at chia.net. Here we go. And on the right side you will see the install Chia blockchain button. Click on that and this will bring you to the download section of the website. From here you will be able to download the installation file according to what you have. So I'll be clicking on Windows and it will start the download. It will take some time, and while it's downloading you need to know that Windows installer does not support Windows 7. Alright, so everything above that is alright, but if you still use Windows 7 it wouldn't work. You would need a newer version of Windows. Now the file has just downloaded, and I will click on it. So the installation will begin, and it will take some time for the Chia blockchain client to be installed on your computer. It will open just in a second. Here it is, and we have three options available that we can choose from. So the first option is to create a new private key. The second one is to import a key from already existing wallet. And the third option is to delete all keys on your computer. I will click on the first option, so I'll be creating a new private key for the purpose of this video. And you will see a unique combination of words which you can use to recover the wallet. And it is recommended to write those words on a piece of paper, or even write them on a few different places, so you can always recover your wallet in the future. After you are ready, you can press the next button, and that's it. We have successfully installed the Chia blockchain client on the computer. We have created the wallet, and when you install the client for first time, you will see the status syncing, and this synchronization will take somewhere between 24 and 48 hours depending on the speed of your internet connection, how powerful is your computer. So you will need to be patient over here. So once you are ready and you have installed the Chia blockchain software, you are ready to join Spacepool. It's a few easy steps you need to follow. I will go slowly again, step by step, and if you're ready, let me show you how to join Spacepool. If you decide to join a pool, you will need to have a small amount of Chia into your wallet, which will be used for the transaction itself. And if you don't have any, just like me using this wallet for the purpose of the videos, then you can request this small amount from Chia's team. But before doing that, make sure your wallet status synced, and you can check this out in the right up hand corner. And once you are sure that you're synced, go to the tab pool and click on the button join a pool. From there you will see the button that says add XCH from the faucet. Click on that, and this will bring you to the official website of Chia, and here you will need to drop your wallet address. To get it, go back to the tab wallets and copy the address. Just copy to the clipboard and then go back to the browser, paste the address, and go through the verification that you are not a robot. I will need to select all bridges right now. So here is the first one, the second and the third, and I will click on verify, and then I will click on submit. And you will see that the order was received. So you will receive the requested Chia into your wallet shortly. Just refresh a few times and it will be there. And in a few seconds time, we already have some balance in our Chia wallet, or this is 1 trillion of the Chia, and this is called one mojo from the Chia's team. And now you can go ahead and join a pool. So click on the tab and then click on the button that says join a pool. And here you have two options. One is self pool and second is connect to pool. I will need to drop the URL of the pool, and in this video I will show you how to connect to Spacepool. But of course you can join to any pool you decide. And now I will go to the website pool.space, and here it is. I will click on how do I join button, and there are a few tips over here, and here are the steps that I will need to follow. But the information that I need is just the URL, and because I am located in Europe, I will copy the URL right after Europe. I will copy it and I will go back to the Chia blockchain and I will paste the URL. Alright, so pretty much that's it. Now I will just click on create button and it will take just a few seconds for the transaction to be confirmed. It might take a while, but you will successfully join the pool. So it's that simple actually to join Space Pool. Now, no matter which pool you use, is it Space Pool, is it H Pool, is it Flex Pool, any other pools, you need to create the plots. So the plots I usually create on SSD hard drive and then I move them into external HDD hard drives where I am farming. So the plotting is the process that takes some electricity and requires faster machine and better to be done on SSD. And after the plots are created, we move them to hard drives, external hard drives, which is alright to be HDDs because obviously they are cheaper, and we are farming in there. And when farming, we don't spend a lot of electricity. Actually, it's very minimal, and we don't heat up the room or the space where you are storing your HDDs. So now I will show you how to create the plots so you will be ready to farm Chia on Space Pool. Creating a plot is a process that will use the resources of your computer, such as the RAM, CPU and the hard drive, of course. To explain the process easier, we will split it into 4 phases. The first phase is where you will generate cryptographic hash files. In the second and the third phase, those files are being processed and compressed. And the fourth phase is where the final plot file is being created. So in order to create a plot, you need to click on the Plots tab, and after that click on the button Add a Plot. There are a few steps that you need to go through. The first one is to choose the plot size. If I click on it, you will see a drop-down menu with 5 options, but I don't suggest you changing the default 101.4 because this is the optimal size for creating plot. The next step is to choose the number of plots that you want to create, and you can choose between 1 and 25. For example, if I select 3 and I stick to add plot to queue, this means that the plots will be created one after another, which means that it will start creating the first plot, and when the first plot is ready, then the second one will start. When it's ready, the third one will start, and so on. Now, if you have more powerful machine, you can save time by creating plots in parallel. So you will just have to check plot in parallel. And if I check that option, I can choose how long time should be the delay before the next plot starts. So for example, if I select 90, this means that the first plot will start, and then after 90 minutes the second plot will start, and after another 90 minutes we will start creating the third plot. So basically a few plots will be created simultaneously, but you have to be careful if your computer can handle that. Anyway, the process will stop and you will have to restart the whole thing. Below you can find some more advanced options where you can set RAM maximum usage, number of threads, number of buckets, but Chia team suggests not to change that. And on the right side you can change the queue name. Below you will see the option disable bit field plotting, which will decrease with 30% the writing on the hard drive, but this is if you are not using SSD or your computer is a bit old. And if you are plotting and farming on the same hard drive, you can check exclude final directory. And I couldn't really find an optimal strategy for plotting because every machine is different speed of the processor. different RAM speed, different writing and reading on the hard drive speed. So all of that matters, and from Chia's team we got the promise that they will add some kind of scanning system for each computer that will show us the optimal settings for plotting. But let's see if they will keep that promise. And below we have the option to select temporary directory. And again, Chia team suggests us to use a fast drive, so it should be an SSD. So I'll click on browse and I will select my SSD that I have named plotting, and the directory is selected. And step number 4 is to select the final directory where we will be storing the plots. But this time we are suggested to use a large slow hard drive. I'm using an external hard drive that I have called Farm. I will select it. And the last step is quite important because you have to decide if you will be creating a plot for solo farming or for pool farming. If you decide to create the plots for pool farming, then from the drop down menu you have to select accordingly, and the plots will be created for that pool. Now if you decide to create plots for solo farming, you have two options. The first option is to choose nothing from the drop down menu, and in this way a plot will be created that is called to be original plot. This is a plot that was usually created before Chia team officially announced the Chia pool protocol, and this plot would be designed only for solo farming. And if you decide on a later stage to transfer that plot into a pool, you won't be able to do that. You would have to delete it and create a new one. That's why I would suggest you to add new plot NFT, and this will give you the opportunity to create your own pool, and it would be designed for solo farming, and when you win a block you will earn Chia rewards. And this is the one option that you have. The other one is from the pool tab. You can choose to create a new NFT plot. And now let's create such a new NFT plot, and you will see the plots being created. So in 90 minutes the second one will start, in 180 minutes the third one will start, and from the action column you can see the logs, so you can see how long time each phase takes. For example, if you choose parallel plotting and you wonder what time you should choose as delay, you can check out how long time phase 1 took and add 5 or 10 minutes extra and write down the number as a delay minutes in settings. Alright, so let me close that and we should already have the NFT plot created. And here it is. In a second it will be validated. And now these plots will be designed for solo farming. And if you want to create plots for pool farming, then click on add a plot. You will need to go through the settings again, select the temporary directory, select the final directory, and then in the last step you need to choose the pool and click on create. So now the pool will start creating as well because it's not in the same queue, and this plot will be designed for pool farming. Alright, so the plot was created, and if you scroll through the log you can see how long time each phase took. In our case, phase 1 took exactly 8,026 seconds, which is about 130 minutes or a little bit above 2 hours. Which means that if you are creating plots in parallel, you can set delay time 130 or a little bit more like 140 minutes. And if I scroll down to the bottom, we will see how long time it took to create the complete plot. It's a huge log file, so I'll just keep scrolling. Here it is. So the total time is 25,608.865 seconds, which is just a little bit above 7 hours. Alright, so this is how long time it took me to create one plot with the machine I have, but no worries. In the course, you will see how we can decrease that time drastically. Alright guys, so these are the very first steps that you need to take, and this is how to join Space Pool if you are doing it for the very first time. Creating the plots takes some time, but there is a program called Mad Max Plotter, which might help you to create the plots faster. I have shown that in the complete Chia Farming course, which you can find in the description below. And in the course, I have described the whole farming that I'm doing, plus a lot of tips that might be helpful if you are planning to buy hard drives monthly and invest some amount into crypto farming. And before you go, don't forget to grab some Bitcoin in the description below. I'll be happy if you support the channel with a huge like. I thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in another video. Cheers!